Hey y'all, LostSandmanR35 coming at you from Two Guys Reviews, and welcome to episode 1 of Let's Play Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. I'm very excited to bring this one to you. I am a huge Metal Gear fan. I have been playing Metal Gear all the way back to the original Metal Gear. It wasn't called Metal Gear Solid, it was just Metal Gear on the NES. And I have played literally every single solitary Metal Gear game you could possibly imagine, including the ones on PSP. So I am all set to go. I was trying to figure out exactly how I was going to do this Let's Play, because you could just get bored to death with codec calls if I were to just show them off. So what I did is I went through the whole game once already on easy, just to get an idea of when, cutscenes happen and whatnot, just for editing purposes. So we're going to start off fresh, and here is the prologue. So we're going to get all started here. And while this is loading up here and you're seeing the opening cinematic, I'd also like to thank my YouTube partner, Chews30, who has been just beast moding YouTube lately with Crysis 3. I cannot wait to pick that up for myself. I do not have it yet. I had to choose between Rising and Crysis 3. So I chose Rising while he chose Crysis 3, so we could both do commentaries on both of them. And right now you're meeting some of the new people here. If you're an Xbox 360 person and you did not get a chance to play Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, that was an awesome game. And you may not understand, exactly, why Raiden has his own game, how he became, a cyborg, which is human with a mechanical body, or, why or how he became completely badass. He was, I guess in Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, he was kind of a pansy. No one really liked him. He was like, everyone just wanted to be Solid Snake. And when he made his return in Metal Gear Solid 4, he was beyond awesome. Like, he was just taking stuff out. And unlike other Metal Gear games, this one actually takes place 3 years after the fall of the Patriots. If you want a more in-depth history, you can check it out online, or if you actually own this game, you can go into the codec once you get into the main missions. And if you talk to Courtney a lot, she'll tell you the whole backstory of Sons of the Patriots and SOP and the whole system and what happened and Solid Snake and all that. She'll kind of give you a nutshell of what happened. But right now we're seeing Raiden, who is part of a PMC called Maverick. He's guarding a prime minister, I believe this is Liberia. And he is, yeah, like I said, he's part of this PMC, and he's guarding this prime minister. His name is Namani, and right now you're seeing, for the very first time, Samuel Rodriguez, otherwise known as Jetstream Sam. He is a badass mofo who bears a slight resemblance to Solid Snake, I might add. But it has nothing to do with Solid Snake. I think that was just kind of like a little ad in there. They were like, "Hey, why don't we make the main bad guy look like Solid Snake almost?" But no, he's like a French dude. That blade that he's using is the same kind of blade that you use, which is a high frequency blade, which is if you talk to Doctor, another character in this game. He'll describe to you how it, breaks down molecular bonds, and it's able to, pretty much cut through anything. And that was an original. He's quite a character, by the way. He's not a complete badass, but he's good. Like, well, he's not a good guy, but he's like a very animatic bad guy. That's probably the best way I can describe it. So right now we're trying to get the Prime Minister out of the situation, and we're being unsuccessful. And the game is just about to start shortly here as they're trying to escape all of this brutality that's going on. One of the things I wish, and you find out later, that the two black dudes who look exactly like each other are twins. They're also both cyborgs, and they're called the Gemini. And I wish they made a return at some point during the game, but they don't. This is the only time you actually do see them, and they do kick some ass until Sundowner shows up, and I'll show you who that is. And speaking of kicking ass, it's time to get started. Oh, yeah. I would just run.
Let's get this over with.
But okay, well, now that we're loading and you're going to see the very first of the combat, as I get started here, one of the things that you'll notice is this game is very, very much the opposite of what Metal Gear usually is. With all of the Metal Gears, it was always focused on stealth. Solid Snake was always like the greatest infiltrator ever, or Naked Snake, just depending on whatever game you're playing. So, yeah, he was a great infiltrator, and it was all stealth-based, and even in Metal Gear Solid 4, you could be straight offensive, or you could go, you know, offensive and defensive, or you could kind of pick your way through it. With this, it's almost all offensive. It's like it's like Metal Gear Unleashed. It's kind of a combination of Devil May Cry mixed with Metal Gear Solid. So, oh, and now we've got some problems. That would be Metal Gear Ray. And as you're going to see shortly here, it is going to just start tearing stuff up. They replaced the, I guess, that main weapon or whatever that he just shot from his mouth with like a plasma jet, as it used to be like a high pressure water stream. And it's just like super armored up now, and now you're introduced to Sundowner, who's one of the other bosses in the game, who just unfortunately takes out the Gemini very, very quickly and brutally. Cool. Yeah, so much for that. It kind of makes you wonder why they needed a Metal Gear if he was just going to come in and just tear both of them up and take the Prime Minister, but I guess they wanted to be safe, but also probably because they knew that Raiden was going to be there.
Stop!
So you're Jack.
What do you want with the Prime Minister?
I want him dead. Nothing personal, of course. Africa's just getting a bit too peaceful.
What?
Business ain't been the same since they shut down SOP. A clean break from the war economy. Huh. Well, some of us like that economy. How's an honest warmonger supposed to make a living?
This is your answer? Don't do it!
Don't worry now. I won't. Not while he's still useful. So long.
Oh, Okay, so now I got a problem. Now I get down to attempt to take down a Metal Gear Ray with a sword. So this should be interesting. Unlike in Metal Gear Solid 2, when Ray first showed up, it was a manned Metal Gear. This is an unmanned Metal Gear. It's probably being controlled remotely or by artificial intelligence. And now you can see the slice and dice mechanic in full action. You can literally cut just about anything into shreds, including enemies. And in the background, it's telling you how to, do some of the stuff that I'm doing. Like I said, I did play this on easy. We're playing, of course, on normal now. So I got a good handle on the whole combat mechanic and all the moves he could pull off and everything. See if I can take this thing down. Oh no, I'm getting stuck. Oh, that had to hurt. There we go. Take out one of the guns. I do have to say, I like the soundtrack a lot. It was all done by one person, and I'll get to that when we get to the credits. But it was done very, very well. It kind of reminds me of Devil May Cry, but it's not as hardcore as Devil May Cry. It's more like what you would hear in the background during an action movie. And they time it up to with whatever you're doing all the time. So we're slicing up the other leg now. Graphics are great. Of course, all Metal Gear's graphics are great whenever they come out. And let's see if I can take this thing down. Oh, I'm gonna get stuck. Okay, good. There we go. Slice and dice, slice and dice, slice and dice. Okay, now you're gonna hear the music really get good as I take this thing out. Look at that shot.
Very good. But do not rest easy just yet, huh?
And at the very end of doing things, you get a ranking. In that case, I got an S. I don't know how I got an S. I still got hit once, but it apparently said I took no damage. So I'm not sure how that works out. And now you can get a feeling for the ninja run mechanic, which is almost like an Assassin's Creed thing, but it's not as fluid and not as all-encompassing as Assassin's Creed is, but it's still pretty awesome. You can run pretty fast. I'm just gonna slice the door open like ka-ching! Like I said, pretty much everything you can think of, you could pretty much slice and dice open. Except for, a whole building. I don't know if you could take a whole building down. Oh, and it still works.
It still works?
Alright, let's try to take it down again. Jump, jump. Oh, that hurt. That's better. Oh, here we go. Freaking cut up your face. It's funny too, later on, this is just the prologue, wait until we get to the next chapter, but later on it'll give you how many pieces you actually cut it into, and it can actually get pretty dramatic. So we're just trying to take this thing out as fast as possible. I'm going to enter blade mode here to cut these missiles up as they're coming down. What it is blade mode actually will, not quite right now, but as soon as we get to the main chapter, whenever you enter blade mode and you have full fuel cells, you actually will, let's see here, it kind of slows it down like Matrix mode, and you can just really screw people up with it too, because while it slows you down, it speeds you up, so you're actually slicing like at a ridiculous speed. Here we go. I love this. Yes, this is me. I am actually ninja running on missiles. It's not being controlled by a movie. This is me running towards it. Oh yeah. But seriously, not done yet? Oh. Another awesome part. Time to finish this thing off. And have a nice day. So we just took down a Metal Gear Ray with the sword. That's pretty awesome. And I do like this prologue because it really lets you know what Raiden is capable of. And especially once you start the next chapter, when he gets, and I don't mean the spoiler alert for you, but he gets a brand new body. And it is very, very much upgraded. Make way, people. That's awesome. I love these cutscenes. Just really show you what how ridiculously strong and fast and ridiculous he has become because of all of his enhancements. And this may sound like science fiction, too. That's another thing I like about Metal Gear. A lot of this stuff is already being developed by, you know, the Army or Special Forces or whatnot. There is exoskeletons now that are powered. I don't know if they're deployable yet, but I've seen them in development. And as far as like walking battle tanks and stuff like that, yes, they're making those too. So it's not so much science fiction; it's more like what's going to happen very shortly.
Too little, too late, hero. I won't be needing my little shield here any longer.
Oh. I've done that shaving. Maybe not to that degree.
What about all the good things war has done for us? Why don't we ever hear speeches about that? Jobs, technology, a common purpose?
Raiden, forget me. Stop him.
You ain't listening.
Hi, Sam.
Mind if I cut in? All we're saying.
Give war a chance!
Oh. What a dick.
No! Let's go.
Okay, now Sam is going to proceed to kick my ass up one way and down the other. No matter what you do here, you cannot win. I mean, I went so far as to actually turn easy assist on easy, which pretty much makes you invincible. It actually makes the game no fun at all. And I was battling with him for like half an hour, and there's absolutely no way to win. You just can't do it. It's impossible. You're meant to lose here. So if it looks like I'm getting my ass beat, it's because I'm getting my ass beat pretty hardcore.
Your technique lacks something. No, don't be shy.
Oh my god. That's an understatement. He's like, this will be unpleasant. That's my sorry attempt at doing a French accent. Okay.
Now I see. You deny your weapon its purpose.
Oh.
It yearns to bathe in the blood of your enemies, but you hold it back. No. My sword is a tool of justice.
That's a reference. He lost both of his arms in Metal Gear Solid 4. He's like, oh my god, I lost another freaking arm. Seriously.
Just hang on.
Do you want to practice first?
And again, no matter what you do here, you're just gonna get offed.
This is what happens when you bring a tool to a sword fight. It's over. Lucky devil.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Another classic line from the Metal Gear series. The whole kept you waiting. Alright, so we're getting close to the end of the prologue here. And the real game will be starting in next episode.
Down you go! Flash!
And it's interesting what direction this will take us after we've been extremely wounded, lost an eye, lost an arm. So we'll see what happens then. So far, this game's looking pretty beast, and Raiden will come back a little bit changed in the next episode. Whenever you get to the end of a chapter, and you'll see right here, it says, you know, chapter R00, and I got a S ranking for all of it. You'll get a ranking, and you'll get battle points. You can use battle points to upgrade all of your stuff. So, until Chapter 2, when Raiden returns, he will be completely more badass. Till then, LostSandmanR35 saying, peace out!